मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंह दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु
वचनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरउ कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाँ ते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाँ ते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots, turn off notifications, click on that, click on the mute option, and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. First and foremost, I bow down at the lotus feet of Mahayogeshwara, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and I very deeply acknowledge the subtle presence of Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji. First and foremost, to ensure that you enjoy a seamless and an uninterrupted Zoom session, a few guidelines. If the audio is feeble, please increase the volume of your gadget, or you can use your headphones also. If the video is hazy, then we request you to switch over to Wi-Fi connection, or you can go in the open space on the other window. And if you get constantly disconnected from the Zoom session, then please join the session via the YouTube link which has been provided. And the notification, if it keeps on interrupting you, so as just now told, you can definitely switch off the bell button. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I've considered it a great privilege to welcome all you devoted sadhaks to this Vivechan session of the 8th Adhyay, Akshara Brahma Yoga. And with great joy, I announce that the 49th batch of Learngeeta shall commence from the 7th of August. Prayer aligns our mind, heart, and intentions, creating a sacred space for learning, growth, and transformation. And so let us join our hands and bow down with gratitude and devotion to Bhagwan. And I request Hina Ramdasani Didi to recite the prayer. Hina Didi is from Nagpur. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in 2021. She is a homemaker and she is giving various seva as a co-trainer, as a GC, and also GC of the group classes, as even a texter. So, Hina Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, she has got network issue, so please you continue, Didi.
Okay. Vasudevasutan devam Kaunsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. Now, as per our tradition, we'll proceed for the Deep Prajwalan. Lighting the lamp symbolizes the triumph of knowledge over ignorance, inspiring us to walk on the path of wisdom, hope, and righteousness. And for this, I graciously invite Rajlakshmi Hota Didi for the Deep Prajwalan. Didi is from Odisha, Sambalpur. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in September 23 and at present she is giving seva as the co-trainer. Didi, please proceed.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासाम् वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for such beautiful Deep Prajwalan. And now the moment for which we all are waiting eagerly has arrived. The Vivechan of the 8th Adhyay. The first part of the 8th Adhyay, we shall be conducting the Vivechan on that part and we'll understand what decides our next birth. And we are truly blessed to have with us Shraddha Raodeo Didi. Shraddha Didi is a devoted disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji and is deeply committed to the mission of Geeta Pariwar. She has been blessed by Swamiji with the responsibility of serving as the president of Geeta Pariwar, Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. She has been associated with online Geeta classes since August 2020 and has been rendering invaluable seva. She has given seva in various departments such as training, examinations, monitoring, and literature publication. A remarkable achievement under her guidance has been the first ever jail classes which has been conducted by Learngeeta, and where the inmates of the jail had memorized 12 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita and have successfully cleared the Pathik examination. Wonderful. She is leading the proofreading team for literature publication across 13 languages and also serves as a Vivechak for online Gita classes. It has been more than a decade that she has dedicated to teaching Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā even to children and nurturing Bal Sanskar by imparting the wisdom of our ancient scriptures and also imparting patriotic values. Didi holds a BE degree in electronics and is a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. Prior to dedicating herself in this seva, she worked in a corporate sector for over 13 years as a mobile application developer and team lead. And I also have been blessed to have Shraddha Didi as my guru in my L4, and I owe a lot to her. So I've really considered great privilege and honor to welcome Shraddha Didi. So Shraddha Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam, Jai Shri Krishna Didi, very nice to see you. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. It was a beautiful start of the session for Modi. Let us all bow down to Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, with whose blessing we get to explore this beautiful adhyay, this beautiful chapter. And before I begin, I just want to confirm if I'm clearly audible. One of my earpods doesn't seem to be working. Am I audible, Komal Devi? Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna all over again. A very, very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Let us all begin by going down to Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we are entering a chapter which is in itself a very beautiful, a very deep chapter. Let us seek their blessing to understand this chapter in its best possible sense. Everyone. Give me 1 second, Didi. Just a minute. My machine just got a little stuck. Didi, 1 second, please. Just a second. Everyone. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधतां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः A very, very warm welcome to the session, all of you. We are in the middle of a very beautiful chapter. The chapter which is considered to be meaning-wise one of the most deep chapters. I wouldn't say difficult, because 13th chapter gives a tough competition to this chapter when it comes to the difficulty level. However, this chapter in itself is a chapter which will give out some very deep secrets of this entire Srishti, this entire nature to us. This chapter brings us in connection with some deep knowledge that Shri Krishna is revealing as a part of his secrets. It is something that continues. It's a knowledge that continues from the 7th chapter. And when it comes to the purpose of this entire chapter from the perspective of us sadhaks, I consider this as a very important, very blissful chapter because the knowledge that we are going to get in this particular chapter is about the Brahma Tattva, the Akshara Brahma Tattva. It in itself is not something that easily comes to anyone. And one important thing we should also remember is that the knowledge that we are trying to seek by the means of studying this Bhagavad Gita, by means of studying this chapter, is something that is achievable only in this human birth. The purpose of human birth is to understand the entire Srishti. Whatever we are trying to explore here, we cannot get it in any birth, in any yoni. This is only the Manushya yoni in which we get to learn these beautiful concepts and understand these beautiful concepts. In all those people also, there are very few who are able to reach up to this level. The chapter that precedes the Akshara Brahma Yoga is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. And in this Jnana Vijnana Yoga, at the onset itself, Shri Krishna says, I'm going to tell you something which is very deep. And what he has told is very beautiful. He says, I'm going to tell you something in great depth. I'm going to tell you the top secret, Samagra, entire in totality. I'm going to explain you all these secrets. And in depth, I'm going to explain you. And when Shri Krishna has started explaining the seventh chapter, that is the Jnana Vijnana Yoga, there also he has very clearly mentioned that not too many people, this knowledge that has been imparted to you, it is something which is very deep. It is something which is very, very deep. It is like a treasure. It is not something easily accessible. When Shri Krishna is saying it is very, very important, then we feel that there will be many people who would want to understand it in the seven chapters. Shri Krishna says that whatever I am going to tell you, that is the way of understanding me in totality. Asamshayam samagram mai yatha jnasasi tatshrunam. With that note, Shri Krishna starts the seventh chapter. And then he says that asamshaya, you will not have any doubts about my existence. You will not have any doubts about my identity after listening to what I am telling you. He says, I am telling you in this, in totality, the vakshamya asheshatah, I'll tell you properly. And when he tells us about what are the different, things that a person gets after knowing this, we feel that many people must be following it. But it is not like that. Shri Krishna himself says that amongst many people, there are very few siddha people who come and follow this knowledge. Manushyaram sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. And amongst some siddha people also, there were very few, extremely few, who get to know me in totality. Yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvatah. There are very few people who get to understand me, who get to know me like this. And we should consider ourselves very lucky that we are getting to know Bhagwan in this way. We are getting to know him in totality. We have already done the seventh chapter, and beautifully we have seen how Shri Krishna throughout the chapter has revealed some of the best secrets. Now, this entire Bhagavad Gita has come to us as a bundle of textbook with different chapters. It's like but however, Bhagavad Gita was not told like Shri Krishna didn't start atha prathamodhyaya atha dvitiyodhyaya atha tritiyodhyaya. That's not how Shri Krishna has told it. We are already aware. This compartmentalization of chapters, this editing of the entire conversation, whatever we are seeing now throughout Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is a dialogue between Jivatma and Paramatma. It is a dialogue between the souls, our Jivatma, and the Parabrahma Paramatma Tattva. It is that crucial dialogue. But this dialogue is very deep. It is not easily comprehensible to all. And that is why Bhagwan Veda Vyasi is Gurunam Guru. What is the main job of the Guru? What is that Guru does for his disciples? They make the knowledge accessible to the disciples. That is how Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has made it accessible, not just accessible, comprehensible to us. Bhagwan Veda Vyasi, today I should also take an opportunity to bow down to him for two important reasons. One, obviously, we have Bhagavad Gita because of Bhagwan Veda Vyasi. We are going through all these chapters, we are getting this knowledge, we are able to do this for our own benefit because of Bhagwan Veda Vyasi. He has taken those pains to write it down for us, but also because in just few days, in another 3 days, we will be celebrating Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima on Guru Purnima is basically Vyasa Purnima. We celebrate his being in this world. We celebrate the coming of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji in this world. And this time that not only Guru Nam Guru, that is Guru of all Gurus whom we will be praying, but through our Gurus, we bow down to Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. Through our studies of Bhagavad Gita, we should always bow down to Bhagwan Veda Vyasji for giving us scriptures like Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, all the Purans, what not, this all knowledge is coming to us. When we are talking about knowledge in this Adhyaya and our 7th Adhyaya, this knowledge has been imparted by Shri Krishna, but we are getting it. It's a blessing of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. Arjun got this knowledge as a blessing of Shri Krishna, but we are getting it as a blessing of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. Let us all bow down to Bhagwan Veda Vyasji, Guru Nam Guru, and our Param Puja Gurudev, Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj, who has facilitated this entire Learngeeta process for us to be able to assimilate this knowledge. And this knowledge became comprehensible to all of us by the efforts of Guru Nam Guru Bhagwan Veda Vyasi, who has edited this entire Bhagavad Gita into various chapters so that we understand. So, at a part of the conversation where Shri Krishna started telling the Jnana and Vijnana, while elaborating about himself, he towards the end of the 7th chapter, we see he has said two very important shlokas, which he says are very crucial in understanding me. And what are those two shlokas which he has mentioned that are important that you should know so you can understand me? The 29th and the 30th shloka, Shri Krishna says, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatanti Te Brahma Tadvita Kritsnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam Sadhibhutadiदैवं मां साधियज्ञै च ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः. He has said these two shlokas. In this last two shlokas, Shri Krishna tells Arjun, I've told you various things so far, but I will now tell you the words by knowing which you will know me completely. And then he introduces these words. Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Yatanti. Those who are trying to get liberation from this cycle of birth and death, they should know. They Brahma Tadvidu Kritsnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. They should know what is Brahma, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma. Sadhi Bhutadi Daiva Mam. Understand what is Yajna, Sadhi Daiva, Sadhi Yajna. And after saying all this, Arjun is confused. What is this? What are all these terms? And Shri Krishna has told that once they know me, they Prayanakale Pichama, they Vidur Yukta Chetasa, those who understand all this, they will understand me in totality. By remembering me, they will, while living this mortal world, they will attain me. Arjun realizes this is important. I have to understand it. And then Arjun says, wait, before you complete, let me ask what is the meaning of this and this chapter. From this particular explanation of these two shlokas, explanation of the questions asked by Arjun on the basis of these two shlokas is the entire 8th chapter. And then again in the 9th chapter, Shri Krishna connects the dots with the Jnana Vijnana Yoga and Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga. That is the 9th chapter becomes a continuation of the Jnana Vijnana Yoga. The chapter's depth and continuity of the topic remains. But this 8th chapter is separated out by Bhagwan Veda Vyasi because in itself it is complete when it comes to the concepts it is trying to introduce us to. And It is also a different topic when it comes to continuation between the 7th and the 9th chapter. So Bhagavan Veda Vyasi has made this entire thing comprehensible to us. And this is very important. For some people still ask why, this adhyay wise we have to do when we are doing Parayan or these chapters. People still have questions. They start questioning the Bhagavad Gita authenticity on the basis of this chapter division. But for this, I'll tell you a very simple example. In our schools, we teach the children, suppose it is a geography subject that you are teaching the children. Now, in this geography subject, if you start from the first chapter to the last chapter without the division of the chapters, you start, one topic with the earth revolves around the sun, and then you end up everything, all things taught in continuation, no chapter division. How will the child understand? How will the teacher teach? It is going to become so difficult. Why are our textbooks organized as chapter wise? So that it becomes easy for us to understand. Bhagwan Veda Vyasji is the first one to put this principle in place. Our scriptures have used this principle from many, many ancient times. And all our scriptures are nicely put into different chapters so that we human beings, our little intellect, can understand these properly. So this chapter begins with a question from Arjun. What does he ask? Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Athāshtamodhyāyah Arjuna Uvacha Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottamam adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kim uchyate adhiyajñah katham gotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana-kale cha katham jneyosi niyatatmabhih. So what are the things Arjun has asked? He has asked basically the 7 questions. All these words have come, as I told you, in the 7th chapter's last two shlokas. He has asked that when Shri Krishna has said, by knowing God alone, we can feel the completeness of our existence. To understand the God, to understand Bhagwan, these terms have to be explained clearly. So what are those basic terms? Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, and Adhiyajna. These 6. And the last one is how to remember Bhagwan at the last moment. These are the basic 7 things that we are trying to understand. What are these things? Just to elaborate a little more. If we are trying to explore a new subject, for instance, when we start learning a new subject, say I'm new to computers and we start learning computers, what we will do, the teachers will tell us, learn, this is a software, this is the hardware, this is the mouse, this is the Phalana input device, output device, all these basic terms we learn, and that is the beginning of any computer course that we learn. So these are basic technical terms we need to know so that we can learn the higher concepts of this technicalities. Similarly, to understand Bhagwan, to understand this spirituality, to understand God, these are the basic terms. These are the technical terms of the greater knowledge that we are trying to understand. And that is why this is a sacred chapter. It is the foundation of the bigger knowledge that we are trying to understand. So what is it that Arjun has asked? Kim tad Brahma? What is that Brahma? Kim Adhyatma? What is Adhyatma? Kim Karma? What is Karma? Adhibhuta incha Kim? What is this Adhibhuta? Adhidaivam Kimuchyate? What is this Adhidaiva? What is this? Adhiyagya Katham? What is Adhiyagya? And the 7th question, these first 6 questions, Shri Krishna gives answers in one word, in short pieces, because in depth it cannot be given also on the battlefield, because these are very deep topics, especially the Brahma. But the last one is very relevant to the entire mankind. And the 7th question, which is of great importance, is answered in detail throughout the chapter. That is how this chapter is shaped. So let us quickly dive into what are the answers that Shri Krishna has given. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo Dhyatma Muchyate भूतभावोद्भवकरो विसर्गः कर्म संज्ञितः अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमम्. What Shri Krishna says here. Shri Krishna is, as I told you, is trying to give in-depth knowledge of his personality. Hmm. And in this in-depth knowledge of knowing him, which is going to be asamshayam, asamatram, he first tells that you have to ask, you have to understand what is this Brahma Tattva. Understanding this Brahma Tattva in itself is very, very tough. It is what in Swamiji's words only, because talking about Brahma Tattva is not in my capacity also. I will take the help of my Gurudev's teachings to try to talk on it. So what Gurudev says that to understand this one word Brahma, we will, even this entire one lifetime will fall short. It is so deep. To understand this one Brahma Tattva, Bhagwan Veda Vyasi, he has coined a scripture of 555 Brahma Sutras to just understand this one Brahma Tattva. The entire Brahma Sutras are written to answer this one quest, a quest of this one word. Athātu Brahma Jigyasa, the Bhagwan Veda Vyasi start from this, and 555 Brahma Sutra are written only to explain this one term. It is very, very deep. But for the purpose of this chapter, we will understand what Shri Krishna is telling in one word. He says, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. What he says, now to understand this Akshara or Brahma Tattva, it is a test of our imagination. How wild can our imagination go? How expansive our imagination can go? How vast our imagination can go? That will give a clearer understanding of the Brahma Tattva. Now, do we have to spread our imagination? We have to spread the imagination in two dimensions. One is in the dimension of space. That is, now we are on this earth and we are a part of some city, then this part of this country, part of this world, part of this Mrityulok, part of the 14 worlds that we are, and then Srishti is a great part of a greater universe. And the greatest universe that we can imagine, the Milky Way or beyond the multiple Milky Ways, multiple galaxies that we can imagine are also a very small part of the universe that we know. That expansive, that vastness is the Brahma. It is that one penultimate element which is present in all these universes together. And how is this? It is Akshara. So I told you we have to imagine on two dimensions. One is the space dimension that I told you that we just saw, and another is the dimension of time. We are existing in 2026 right now. We don't know how much time has gone back. Don't calculate as per this year. This is a very small thing. How much time has elapsed? How many kalpas have elapsed? How much time from the time that has started? There is no, we cannot imagine the starting of time was 0th second what it must have been. We don't know. And how much time is left ahead of us, not in our life, for this entire Srishti, for this multiple universes to exist. This time is so long, so unimaginable. And throughout the expanse of this universe, throughout the expanse of this time, there is one element which remains what? Unchanged. So much time is going. See, from few years of our life, 40, 45 years of our age, what will happen? We see from a baby, we see ourselves aging, we see a transformation in our looks, we see a transformation in our body, we see a transformation throughout. But even though when such a huge kalavadhi, when such a huge time frame has passed from the starting of the time and much more to go, in that great length of time also, the element, the penultimate divine element, which does not go any destruction, any decrement, or any change for that matter, is the Brahma Tattva. That is called as Akshara. Aksharam Brahma Paramam. No matter how much the world is changing, where the world is expanding, The time cannot bring any distortion, the space cannot bring any distortion in it. That is one thing. That one thing is Akshara, it is the Brahma Tattva. Just to understand this concept, see how long our imagination can go. Big, we will try to think very big. How big we can go, the highest we can go is the sky. The sky is the limit, we say. Actually, it is not a limit for the Brahma Tattva, but for the human mind, the sky is the limit, and then we are imagining everything by the sky. Now, in the monsoon season, we see the clouds will come, or in the Diwali season or New Year season, all other times, the fireworks, the cricket matches, one people will put fireworks. The storms are coming. There is so many changes in the sky that appears for us. But though the clouds are coming and going, so much activity is happening in the sky. Does it change anything about the sky? No, it remains undistorted. Once the clouds are gone, it remains the same to us. There is no deformity that appears in that sky. So this is the closest we can go to understanding the Brahma Tattva with a small example. But again, the Brahma Tattva is so many multiple fold times larger than the sky. How it is, there are two important things. Sarvatra Sarvada. It is always Sarvatra means it is present everywhere. In context of space, it is present everywhere. Sarvada means it is present forever. It has been present from eternity and it will be present forever in context of time. We say it is Sarvada. So Sarvatra Sarvada, that unaltered space of time, space in, unaltered by space and time, is the Akshara Brahma Tattva. And this is the Brahma. Brahma Paramam. Now again, now he doesn't just stop at saying Aksharam Brahma. He says it is Paramam. That adjective is very important. Means what? Nothing is superior than this. Why is it supreme? Because it is responsible for the generation of this universe. It is responsible for the operation of this entire universe. And at the end of the Srishti, when it is getting dissolved, everything will get dissolved and it will again go back into this Brahma Tattva. And from that Brahma Tattva, it will originate again. And that is why it is Paramam. It is supreme. Nothing can be superior than this. See, because nothing can be superior than the creator of that supreme. This Srishti, this universe that we are imagining, it is beautiful. But the creator is even more beautiful. It is even more divine. It is even more superior. And that is why the word Paramam. So this Akshara Brahma Paramam, it is Akshara and it is Param. And the next question is Kimadhyatmam. What is Adhyatma? And what Shri Krishna has explains. Svabhavodhyatmam uchyate. He says Svabhavaha Adhyatma uchyate. What is Svabhavaha? Swasya bhavaha iti Svabhavaha. Swasya bhavaha. My own bhav. Now, in the native, our Indian languages, we say Swabhava means nature, but we have to go into the depth of this. Bhava, it is that subtle presence of that divine, all-pervasive energy which is within us. That is Adhyatma, the Atma Tattva that we say, we talk about. It is that Swabhava, Swabhava. It is, so basically we say that, the states of matter, we all know the liquids are flowing. So we say what, that liquidity, the water, the liquidity of water is its very swabhav, its very form is flowing. Its very form, its very bhav is flowing. So swabhav is what? The liquidity of the liquid, the liquidity of water is its swabhav. The liquidity of milk is its swabhav. Like that. What is the basic subtle thing within all of us? We are having that one fraction of Paramatma Tattva within us. And that is our bhav. That subtle existence of that extensive Brahma Tattva within us is the Brahma, is the Swabhav. It is our own bhav. And Shri Krishna himself has told, Mama eva unsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Mama eva ansha. My ansha is present in all the jivatmas. And then here when Shri Krishna is using the word Swabhava, he's talking about that ansha. He's talking about that fraction of divine Brahma Tattva within us. It is that station which is closest to us. Shri Krishna is present everywhere. Brahma Tattva is present everywhere in this universe. But what is the closest station with where we can approach to connect with him? What is that closest place where he will be available? The closest place is not the temples, not the mandir in our house, not only our puja ghar. It is within us, within you, within you. Mama eva amsha jiva loke, in the jiva bhoot, not in this me, you, all the human beings, amongst all the creatures. And how it is jiva bhuta sanatana, the sanatan tattva is present in all of it. So if we want to know the nearest place where Bhagwan is, then we know it is within us. Suppose I want to understand suppose I want to explore how the oceans look like, how the seas look like. What will I do? I would want to visit an ocean. What will I do? Will I go to the farther one and I'll see near my Hyderabad? What are the? I'll go. Okay, Andhra Pradesh has some, oceans. The place which is closest to me, I will go. And I will see, okay, this is how the oceans look. If I want to show my small child how does the ocean look? I won't go to long, far off places, going to another continent and just to see show him ocean. I'll say, okay, near our house at such a place it exists, I will show you there. He asks where is the lake, I will take him there. I will not go to the Jammu Kashmir lake directly to show him what is the lake. So if we want to explore Bhagwan, where will we go? We'll go to the closest place. Where is the closest place? The closest place is within us. It is the easiest place to access is within us, and that is why our scriptures say Atmanam Vidhi. Atmanam Vidhi means know yourself. By knowing yourself, you will be able to know him, and that itself is Adhyatma, Adhyatma. That means knowing your own swabhav, knowing your own bhav, knowing your own self. Knowing your own self is knowing that Paramatma Tattva. Adhi Atma, studying your own Atma Tattva, going in within you and studying that own Atma Tattva is like going to the Paramatma. Again, to understand this, how can just knowing our own Atma Tattva, is it really possible? Suppose we were talking about oceans. I want to see how that sea water tastes. I say, I've heard it is salty, it is salty. I want to taste कि कैसा salty होता है. What will I do? If I if I want to taste it, I'll go and just get one glass, one cup, one spoon. I can just take that water and I will taste a little bit only. We will taste. We'll know. That means the entire sea water is salty. We will go by that assumption. Just by tasting one spoon of sea water, I know the taste of this entire salty sea water across the globe. Like that. Just knowing that small fraction of Paramatma Tattva within us will give us an idea of that and big Brahma Tattva. We don't need to go to that Brahma Tattva, that much we cannot go. We cannot gallop this entire ocean just to get a taste of it. The taste of that one spoon will give you an idea. We are, by the orders that our Vedas have given, Atmana Buddhi, just by knowing that Tattva within us, by the meditation, by doing the process of dhyan, which is explained beautifully in the 6th chapter, by knowing that we can know that Paramatma Tattva. And what Sri Krishna is explained in the first answer is simplified and told to us in the second answer. Now, after this, Atmana Vidhi, we will know that. And then what Sri Krishna says about karma. The next question is about karma. He says, Bhuta bhavo visarga karma sanchitaha. When we are talking about the karma, the karma here does not refer to the karma of Manushyagan. It does not refer to the karma of the creations of Bhagwan. This is referring to the karma of God Himself. What He says is my karma. Bhuta bhavo bhavo karo. Now see why Shri Krishna is saying that you have to understand my karma. Let us take a moment to analyze that also. If you have to make an alliance with the bride and the groom, if I am searching and I want to find out the entire information about the groom, what we say, how does he look, where does he stay, how many houses he has, and then क्या करता है लड़का? What does he do? Unless we know what that person does, we will not understand the importance of that person. Unless we understand what that person does, we will not understand the might of that person. Unless we understand what Karma Bhagwan is doing, we will not understand his true glory. And that is why Shri Krishna says, to understand me, you have to understand my karma. And what he describes in one small phrase, he says, what is my karma? Bhuta bhavo karo visarga karma sanjitaha. Visarga karma sanjita. He says that the it's my job, the creation of this universe. Now, creation of whom? Bhuta. What is this Bhut? Bhut is not the ghost that we talk about. Huh? Bhuta. Anything which is existing. Bhavati iti Bhuta. Bhuta. Whatever is existing. So whatever is happening, whatever is created, that is a creation of me. When it says anything that is created, that is my creation, whether it is Achara, entire Srishti he is talking about. Bhuta Bhavo Bhavakaro, Udbhavakaro, creating this entire universe, creating all its creatures, and ensuring that they are sustaining. And then again, Visarga means when it is time to dissolve them, and again create them. That is my job. That is my work. And now, when we are talking about this existence and creation, understand how this creator has worked. There are two ways of creation. Just two small examples. See, one, the potter is making a pot. What does he take? He takes all the different ingredients, creates a pot, and separates it. That is one type of creation. Made, and the creator and the creation become separate. Another type of creation is what? That milk is converted into curd. What happens? The curd, that warm milk, in that warm milk, a little bit of curd is put. And then what happens? That curd, the entire milk gets converted to the curd. What has happened? The creator has become the part of that creation. And how has the Bhagwan created this world? He has created this world using both these types of creation. Like a potter making the pot, he has also created, and he has transformed himself and created this world. So he is residing in Kshirsagar, and everywhere we say that he is residing in Pandharpur, he is in Kshirsagar, he is on Kailash, he is residing at other abode, but he is also present within us. He is very much present in the Srishti everywhere. So, how is he created? He has created, and he has also become a part of this creation. Both these creations that two types of creation we saw, using both these creations, he has created, and the entire process of creating this world is his karma. It is his Bhagavat karma. Bhuta bhava udbhava kara. It is his karma. And then Shri Krishna answers the next set of questions asked by Arjun. Adhibhutam ksharo bhava purushaschaदिदैवतम् adhiyajnyohamevatra dehe dehavratam vara. Dehe dehavratam vara. First thing, understand how he is referring Arjun to. You are dehe dehavratam. You are the best among the embodied ones. When he says it to Arjun, no, a little bit, sometimes you feel that he's saying to me also. We are not like Arjun, not the best like Arjun. But because he was the best, he had those daivi qualities in him, this knowledge has come to Arjun. Understand that some good qualities must have been there within us, that Shri Krishna has channelized this way and got Bhagavad Gita to us. So he has got it to us. Again, take a moment to appreciate that we are learning all this and understand what he tells about Adhibhuta. Adhibhutanchakim. Adhibhutanchakim was the question from Arjun. What he says? Adhibhutam Sharovava. Whatever we saw, we previously saw the word Akshara for the Brahma Tattva, where it is imperishable. It does not decline. Here he says Adhibhutam Ksharo Bhava. Exactly opposite. Kshara is perishable. This body that we are in, it is gradually deteriorating. Everything that we see around us is made of these five elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether. We all know Adhibhuta. All these, everything that we see around us is a mixture of all these five elements. They are mixed in a different proportion. We'll not get into that entire big process. But everything, even if I say we're talking about the ocean water, that ocean water, it is not water alone. It has mud particles, it has earth element, it has fire element, it also has the air element. It has all other four elements, but prominent one is water. Similarly, all the creations that we see around us, the mud that we hold in our hand, it has all elements. It has an element of fire, it has water, humidity is there. The air that we have around us, it also has water, air, all fire, all the elements are there. But prime element will be air. That is how this entire world is created. And anything created from these elements is perishable. It is constantly changing. It is mutable in nature. And this mutable world is the Adhibhuta. Next he says, Adhidaivam Kimochyate, and Shri Krishna says, Purushascha Adhidaivatam. See, the Purushascha Adhidaivatam. Adhidaivat, he says, is the element of God, which is ensuring that whatever is created is working properly. For instance, I have eyes, but the capacity to see comes from Paramatma Tattva. Now, when I see it is coming from Parabrahma Paramatma Tattva, it does not directly mean Aikam Brahma Tattva, I will have to say. There is a deity who has been assigned this responsibility to ensure that all the Bhuta are able to see properly. This becomes a little difficult to understand for people now. Suppose if that electricity goes in my house, what will I do? If electricity is going, then I want that electricity to come. What will I do? Directly I'll call PMO officer. What? Narendra Modi ji's office. Modi ji, my light is gone. No. What we will do? We will call our local electricity department. That too, not the state, my district level, my area electricity department. I'll say, please fix my electricity. We directly don't go to the central government, right? Like that. Similarly, for everything that the small abilities of being able to talk, being able to see, being able to touch, all these things, directly we don't need to reach the Brahma Tattva. The Brahma Tattva, they have given these responsibilities to the other deities. The Vani, the speech, we know, Agni Devata, the capacity to see, that comes from the Surya Bhagwan. The capacity to learn comes from. So all different deities are responsible for ensuring that that part of your body or that part of your job. If we want wealth, we go down to Lakshmi Mata, Kuberji, and for good health, Dhanvantari Bhagwan. So all these, without the support and grace, glory of these gods, it is not possible to accomplish a proper working of this Srishti. And that that deity, which is ensuring that all this is working, is Adhidaiva. So, if my eyes are able to see all of you and take darshan of all of you sadhaks, it is because of the blessing of Surya Bhagwan that I am able to see you. We are able to talk. All these is coming as a blessing of God in some or the other form. We see this in medical science also. Many people, everything is fine. Pata nahi par kyun dikhta nahi hai. That science also is not able to explain anything. Then we see some old karma is resulting in this. Some karma must have happened which has caused what? That particular deity. And then we have those kinds of facilities in our karma kanda, in our Vedas. We have those facilities to rectify those effects. So that is Adhidaiva. Then Shri Krishna says, Adhiyagya Katham Arjuna Tat. Shri Krishna says, Adhiyagnyo Hamevatra. Adhiyagnya Aham Eva Atra. The very me in this place. Atra. Aham is I. Atra is here. Aham Eva Atra. The presence of me over here is Adhiyagnya. Shri Krishna is present everywhere in this Srishti in the form of a yajna. So Shri Krishna says, I have given you my entire profile in front of you. The entire profile has been revealed in front of us. And now with this answer, Shri Krishna has answered all the 6 questions asked by Arjun. Now, the supreme, what Shri Krishna has said in the 7th chapter, Sadhi Bhutadi Daivavam Sadhi Agne Chaye Viduh Prayana Kale. Now, this last part, Prayana Kale Pichaman Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. Now, this last part, Shri Krishna says, is the very important one. Viduh, the people who are learned, they will be they will understand me in my entire glory. So here and he has said at the end time. So at the end moment when the body is leaving this world, Prayana Kal is at the end of it. The ones who are able to focus on me while leaving on me, Prayana Kale Chipan, Deviduryukta Cheta. So when they are able to remember me, then they will attain me, they will understand me in totality. In response to that, Arjun has asked this question, how do we remember you? How do I remember you at the end of time? The question that is Prayana Kali Chakathaichneyo. See, how can I remember you at my end moment? So Shri Krishna is in answer to that, he explains in lot of detail what how to remember, why to remember. He starts with the answer from why to remember. And then how to remember. So, what Shri Krishna says here is very beautiful. Antakale cha mame vasmaran mukva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavai yati nastyatra samshayah. So, before we get into understanding the shlok, first let us understand the importance of that shlok. Then it is jab tak pata hai na ki if I like sweet and I know that it is going to give me pleasure by eating, then only we like to eat it. Just like that, we should know what is it Shri Krishna says. The assurance that Shri Krishna says that yah prayati samattvamai sriyati natra samshaya, undoubtedly Shri Krishna has revealed how you will attain me. Now, when we know acha aisa hai, to attain moksha, to attain liberation, to be united with Paramatma forever, this is what I am supposed to do. What we are supposed to do? Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. When at the time of leaving, now this is one more important thing. From this shlok onwards, this entire chapter touches a topic which is a little as a gray shade, we can say, because we all love to talk about prosperity, bhakti, devotion, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. It is so enriching. Then talking about death, it becomes a little gloomy. But the only truth about our very existence is that one day we have to leave this world. One day we have to go to where we are born from. So throughout Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, as we say, Bhagavad Gita teaches us the art of living efficiently in this body, in this world, sustaining in this world and living, the art of actually living. But it not only teaches us the art of living, but understand from this shlok onwards, Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā also teaches us the art of leaving this world. Leaving, leaving. Not only the art of living, but the art of leaving this world. When we are going away from this body, when we are going to leave this world, then also we should prepare a small thing. Suppose I want to go to visit some place. If we go on a vacation, or we go on a Tirtha Yatra. Now we are in Bhagavad Gita, Vivechan, so talking about the Yatras to Rishikesh. If I want to go to this Tirtha Yatra, what we will do? We'll do a lot of preparation. We'll find out what is the temperature, how is the weather there, do we need umbrella, we don't need an umbrella, how many winter clothes we need. We do that preparation, right? We're planning for a small journey of 10-15 days. We will do so much preparation. Even if I have to go out for 2 days, we will do a lot of preparation, isn't it? And when this Atma Tattva leaves this body, it actually goes on a very long journey. Where will you prepare for it? Doesn't that need preparation? We will need preparation for that also, because the Atma is going on a long, long journey. And preparing for that journey is not easy. Preparing for 10-15 days, We are taking so much time preparing for a journey which could be long enough for many kalpas, many yogas we don't even know. For that, we have to work throughout our life and ensure that when we board that train. See, that is also a train to board. Okay, it is not that we are leaving the body, so chala gaya. No, when we are leaving this body, we are boarding a new train. A new journey is starting there. And when that journey has to start on a right note, on the right foot, with the right preparation. And what is that preparation? What is that right note? Shri Krishna explains in this shloka. That is the importance of this shloka. Don't rule it out saying ये तो जाने के time का है. It is by the time of going. So how much importance we have to give to it? No, it is very important because that preparation we cannot say now if I have to leave for Rishikesh, I know after 2 days I have to go, 3 days I have to go. But when we have to start on that heavenly journey, we don't even know when it is going to happen. So it is important that we keep preparing for it. And how to prepare for it? Smilingly, Shri Krishna tells, don't take it very, don't become sad when we say, because it is a journey that is going to be a progressive journey. When we go on a vacation, we go how thinking that we are going to have a good time there. We go in a way that when we come back, we'll be in a better position. We'll be cherished. We'll be happy. We'll be refreshed. Like that. How we go, with what karma we take with ourselves, what all we do, that will determine how enriching, how progressive that journey will be. So we have to be excited that we have time in hand and we have this knowledge at our fingertips so that we can prepare blissfully for this journey. And for that preparation, what Shri Krishna says, Antakale cha mameva smaran mukva kalevaram. The one who remembers me at his last minute is definitely who is while when this he is leaving this kalevar, means this body, when his Atma Tattva is leaving this body, if he remembers me, then Sayav Yav Prayati Samadbhavam, he will definitely attain me. He will become united with me and undoubtedly he will attain me. Sanshay mat rakho. We keep doubt everywhere. Does God exist? Nowadays, so many people, Ram exists. Are these scriptures real? Is this Mahabharat real? Ye hua hai ki nahi? Then go dig all the places. No, samshayatma vidashyati. Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita only. When Shri Krishna is saying that don't keep any doubt, no so nastyatra samshaya, he says absolutely no doubt here. When Shri Krishna is saying this, why should we doubt? He says that they will attain me. So at the last minute, when my soul is leaving this body, if it remembers God, then it will definitely attain me. He says, be assured it will attain me. But there is a clause, a hidden thing which he is saying, which is very important. He says, Anta kalecha mam eva. That word eva is very important. He could have said, na, Anta kalecha mam. No, Shri Krishna is very particular. Mam eva, only me. While going, if we are remembering what will happen to my property, what will happen to my children, what will happen to my husband, what will happen to my wife, what will happen to my parents, what will happen, so much I've struggled the entire life. Gaye. And then in that, all that Bhagwan, little. No, he says, Mom, eva. Forget everything and just remember me alone, me only, not anything else. No compromise. No compromise on that. Only me you have to remember, then only you will come to me. How to remember only him? That Shri Krishna say. And why? Now he is justifying how, explaining how this is going to happen. अब भगवान ने बोल दिया हम विश्वास कर लेंगे. It is not like that. No, we have our own brains. He'll say, भगवान, no matter how much assurance भगवान gives, I तो don't believe, Baba. What is the guarantee? He says, I knew this Kali people will ask. What he says, यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम् तन्तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः. Very simple thing he says. यं वापि स्मरन् भावं. While leaving the body, whatever is the thought in your mind, the same thought you will be attaining in your next birth. Tantameva iti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. So, yeah, you will be attaining that same bhav. You will be attaining what you are thinking about. So, this is a simple thing, you know. Now, if I decide that after this Vivechana, I have to go to a temple. Bazu mein hai, if I want to go to the temple. So we decide, okay, I have to go to the temple. So accordingly, I will prepare that after this Vivechana is over, immediately I'll get up and I'll go to the temple. So we prepare accordingly. Whatever is required, we will be prepared, and wherever we decide, we will go. Now, so but if at the time of going, I am not decided, we go where our thoughts are. We will go where our thoughts are. So if my thoughts have told me I have to go to temple, I'll go to temple. If my thought have told me that I have to go to the kitchen, we will go to the kitchen. Whatever, where is the next destination? It depends on what thought we have in our mind. Similarly, at the time of leaving, the thought that is in my mind, I will attain that thought, I'll attain that birth. This story comes in Mahabharata. We have seen this Jad Bharat story. You all must be aware of it. This Jad Bharat, he was a king, a very victorious king, a very learned king, has done lot of tapasya in his life. And this king, after all this tapasya, that time people used to take sannyas. They will not like us, till the last minute be behind the children and oh no, we'll keep the property to ourselves till our last minute. It was not like that. They used to be relaxed. They will give up all these things very easily. And at that time, this Jal Bharat took sannyas and went to the forest and did lot of tapasya, did lot of sadhana. And after all that sadhana, he had become very detached. But one day he saw a small baby deer whose mother was being chased by a predator. Somehow this uh, Jad Bharat king, he managed to save that deer. And but however, unfortunately, he could not save the mother of that baby deer, and she passed away. Now this deer was very small, very cute. Obviously, all children, whether it is human children or animal children, they are all very cute. Jad Bharat took lot of care of this small deer, and now all the time he used to initially he used to do Sri Hari Hari Bhagwa Hari Bhajan. He used to be busy in taking the names of gods, but now he started calling for that baby deer all the time. Now, so it was like that, and now this deer, when he slowly he grew up, at the last minute came for Jad Bharat, and he was wondering, where is this baby, where is my deer? And in that thought, when he was passing away from this world, he had that thought, he was worried about that deer, and what happened? The next birth he got as a deer, but owing to the sadhana that he had done. Now, that moment he got the birth as a deer, that is okay, but the tapasya that he had done throughout, it didn't go waste. He even in that yoni, even in that deer yoni, he remembered everything that he has done, and he managed to go do the sadhana again. And then ultimately he went on the path of liberation. That is a different part. But this is what happens. Yam vapis smaran bhavam. Whatever you are remembering at the last minute, there we will end up reaching. So that last minute is your takeoff moment. You take off in the right direction, you will land in the right journey. And rest what you bear there is a matter of what you are going to you have earned throughout this life. But now there is one important thing. You say it is easy, you are saying all this, it is fine. But we don't know when is that last moment. Ab kya karenge? We don't know when will that last moment come. If I know that it is today, someday in the morning, then we will start chanting from morning and I will start. But we don't know when it will come. So how to deal with that? Bata ke thori aata hai. It doesn't come and it doesn't tell and come. It can come anytime. So what Shri Krishna says, Shri Krishna knows all these questions are going to come. He answers in advance. He says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanasmarayutya cha mayyarpitamayo mano buddhir mame vaishyasya samshayam What Shri Krishna says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu, when you don't know that when this last moment is going to come, when we don't know when this is going to happen. So what Shri Krishna says, Are, you do it for the whole time. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. And now here, because it is a battlefield and Arjun is there, so he's telling Yudhya cha mamanusmara Yudhya cha. But for us, the word is not Yudhya. We have to keep remembering him and continue doing our duties. Shri Krishna didn't say just tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara. No, he says Yudhya cha. He says don't forget your duties. While doing your duties, you have to remember me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. He has not said remember me and leave all your duties. No. Mam anusmara yudhya. So keep doing your work while remembering him. There is no guarantee when the last minute will come. That does not mean I leave all my work, but while doing all my work, I have to remember me. Now, there is one very important catch in this word. Mam anusmara. The word is not smara, it is anusmara. Hmm? Like in our Geeta classes, we do know what we say, we do patan, and then ma'am says anupatan. The Didi trainer will say, Didi Vaya anupatan karte hai. Means what? First he or she is reading, and then you read after them what Shri Krishna says, Mam Anusmara, means who is doing the smaran? Shri Krishna is doing the smaran. Bhagwan says, I am never forgetting you. I am never forgetting you, so you remember me because I am remembering you. In return, you remember me. So beautiful. Just concentrating on this one word will give you so much solace. Mam Anusmara. Are Bhagwan is always thinking about me. And not sometime Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu when he's telling me to Anusmara means throughout the time he is also remembering me. God is remembering me all the time. He is doing my smaran, so I have to do what? Anusmaran. So beautiful. How to do all the time, not just by mouth, not just by jap. He says, just remember me. No, he is not telling sit and do puja whole day. He has not said my worship. Yaja. He has not used all those words to worship me. He is not. He just saying smara. Just remember. He is not saying do my jap. He is not saying all the time do my jap, all the time do my worship. He is saying all the time remember me. And Yudhya for Arjun, for us it is good. So how is it possible to do this? Of course it is possible. Look at our gopis. They never sacrificed their work. They took care of all their duties. They took care of all their responsibilities in the family. They took care of their households, and then they remembered all the time. They were remembering Krishna, 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 Krishna. But how? By doing all the jobs, not at the cost of their work. All our saints, we see Sant Tukaram Maharaj, Sant Jnaneshwar Eknath Maharaj, Gorova Kumar, all of them, they did their work. They pursued their profession and then they did all the work. So there's a beautiful story, but we will see it in the next session. The very important thing Shri Krishna has told here, that remember, when Sarveshu Kaleshu, always you have to remember, not just now. Sarveshu Kaleshu, you remember me. And here further he says what very important is. Mayarpita Mano Buddhir. Mayarpita Mano Buddhir. How to offer this mana and buddhi. These are not objects, no, that I offer Shri Krishna, Pranamastu, and give it. No, this is not prasad that I can offer to him. How to offer? These are not objects that we can just offer to Bhagwan. ऐसे नहीं है ना that मन निकाल के दे दिया and then buddhi I take it out and give it out, take Bhagwan, take my buddhi. We cannot do that. How do we offer the intellect? To understand this, just imagine the mother of that sparrows are there. When the sparrows, they will keep their baby birds in the nest, and what they will do? They will fly off to no, don't know where. But before the bird's next feeding time, the sparrow will come and feed the bird. No matter where it is flying, her attention is on the bird. The housewives in the house, how do they look, take care of their babies? Hmm? They will put the baby to sleep and in that much time finish all the work, but constantly reminded, the baby utta nahi gaya, has the baby got up, has the baby got up? That thought is always in the back end. They will always keep thinking they'll finish all their work, but constantly thinking, has the baby got up? Has the child woken up? Utta nahi gaya? And then they will complete all their work. That thought is always there. Live a life like that. Live the life like that where you're constantly doing your work, but don't forget who is the creator. Don't forget that Bhagwan, because of whom we are working, with whose energies we are working, do not forget him. Live such a life. Mom, and the one who lives such a life, for them, what will happen? Mom, eva eshasi asamsayam. You will be always prepared. Live such that death will never find you unprepared. The death will, when a person who is living a life like that, our saints have lived a life like that. Hmm. All the saints have lived lives like that. Such a life when we live, we will death will never find us unprepared. We will always be doing. So you will say, Didi, this sounds very nice, but so difficult. How to do? Shri Krishna knew this question will come. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanu Chintayan Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena. Only by Abhyas, by practicing. This is bound to happen. We are here sitting in this Vivechan session, but the moment this is over, we will forget our soul, little bit we will go little bit this and that, and then wiped off by the next session. Things, half of the things will get wiped out, not only for you, for me also. But what we have to do? Abhyas. Come back to it again and again. For some time, the mind will go here and there, bring it back. The mind will wander, bring it back. Slowly, slowly, it will become habituated to focusing on God. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagamina, na anyagamina. It should not go anywhere. By the practice, we have to do this. Anyagamina means now I am thinking of Bhagwan. See, when we are reading this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, every letter will remind us of Bhagwan. Every letter will remind us of Shri Krishna. If not Shri Krishna, it will remind us of Arjun. Who is Arjun? Arjun is an ardent devotee of Shri Krishna, ardent friend of Shri Krishna, brother of Shri Krishna. We establish a relationship with Shri Krishna, but again, over and over, fall in love with Shri Krishna. Every letter reminds. So, na anyagamina. Sometimes we can read Bhagavad Gita, but how much can we read? If we keep reading that also for hours, it will get boring. Then switch to bhajan. Some good kirtan, adaram, maduram. Again, that will make us feel so nice. Now, adaram, maduram, Krishna Bhagwan, too much over. Now, so what then? I'll say kirtan of Abhanga of some Vithal Bhagwan, some other bhajan, sometimes just some prayer. What we have experienced when we started learning Bhagavad Gita, that our taste has gradually changed. The movies and other things which when we must have liked in the past, by the time we reach level 4, we find that all content little less interesting. We find these topics more interesting. Why this is happening? Because gradually, because our intellect has started getting surrendered to that Bhagwan. Our intellect is gradually surrendering to Bhagwan, and that is why our mind is not going anywhere else. Na anyagamina. To a very little extent, we have already started experiencing this by the time we reach level 4. Some similar experience will come to all of us when we keep practicing. So don't be distressed. Oh, Didi, this is not happening. All the time we are not able to see. Gradually, this will also happen. But we have to keep practicing. We have to keep practicing. And what Shri Krishna says, Nanyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanu Chintayan. We have to do his chintan. Again, here the word is Anuchintan. Means what? Chintan we are doing. We are trying to do. But when he is saying Anuchintan means, we are not the first ones to face this problem. Before us, there is a huge crowd of great devotees. especially in this Deva Bhumi, Bharat Bhumi. We know so many saints. Thought Santa Tulsi, from Tulsidas Maharaj, Bhagwan Veda Vyasi, Vasishta Muni, from that time till now, till our Santa Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. We see so many saints. Look at the life of these saints. Look at what these acharyas, these saints have, sages have done so far. We just have to follow their path. Here, the word anuchintanayam means the way they have done the chintan, we have to also do the chintan. The principles and experiences shared by them should be followed by us. They have made such great literature. Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj has given us this Sant Jnaneshwari. It is such a beautiful scripture. You will get to experience the sweetness of Bhagavad Gita when you read this Jnaneshwari. Sant Gulab Rao Maharaj, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Tulsi Goswami Tulsidas Ji, Swami Ramdas Ji, Tukaram, Namdev, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Tembe Maharaj, so many saints. Whoever you like, you read their scriptures. So, trying to understand scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, by trying to understand scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, trying to do these different types of chintan of Bhagavad Gita, chintan of Bhagwan, the way our previous sadhaks, saints have done, what will happen? Paramam Purushan Divya Yati. You will attain that supreme, divine Purush. Who is the Purush? It is the Paramatma Tattva. The Divya, the divine Purush, we will be able to attain. And following this path, we will attain this Bhagwan. And this Param Purush Divya, how is he? If I want to think about him, see, just have patience a few more minutes, because in continuation we will take this entire concept. Bhagwan is saying, do Anuchintan, follow what they have done. And when I am following them, I am trying to learn their experience. Shri Krishna takes a moment to teach us what they have experienced. What is it that I have to meditate upon? That Param Purush, he says Aksharam Brahma Paramam. What are the qualities of that Purush whom I have to constantly meditate upon? Shri Krishna explains in the next very beautiful shloka. Kavim Purana Manushasitaram Anoraniyam Samanusmaretyah Sarvasya Dhata Ramachantya Aditya Varnandamasah Paraspat. How is he? The thing that we are thinking about, jiska chintan kar rahe hain, the one whom I am thinking about, the ones whom I am remembering. How do I remember him? Remember him, he is the Kavi. Now, Kavi, in general, we think as poet in other normal languages, but Kavi in Sanskrit means Jnani, the one who knows everything, the one who has supreme knowledge. Kavina Mushana Kavihi. When in the 10th chapter you will read this Vibhuti. Kavi. Kavi means what? Amongst the knowledgeable ones, Shri Krishna there, he has said that Shukracharya is my Vibhuti. So Kavi now means amongst the intelligent, amongst the learned ones, amongst the knowledgeable ones. Shri Krishna says he is the supreme intelligent one. How is that Brahma Tattva? He is supreme. He is the most knowledgeable. Purana. He is eternal. His beginning and end is not known to anyone. He has existed from the time of the origin of this universe. He is Anushasitaram. What is Anushasitaram? He is the master of this entire universe. The Chara Achara Srishti means all the movable and unmovable nature you see around you is under the control of this administrator who is Brahma Tattva. And how big is he? Anoho Aniyam. This is very beautiful. How big is he and how small is he? He's so small. Anoho Aniyam means what? He's extremely small. Smaller than Anu. Anu means atom. He is smaller than atom. Now these Western scientists, they take pride in having discovered the atom and all, but see, a scripture that has been said 5,000 years back, already we knew about the Anu. When all these Anu, all this, even in the Jnaneshwari 750 years back, 800 years back, all these scriptures, they have mentioned about atoms. So before we fall prey to the discoveries of this Western world, take pride in our scriptures. In so many years back, Shri Krishna has told that this Parabrahma Tattva is how it is smaller than an atom. And It is minuter than an atom and at the same time sarvasya dhataram. It is smaller than an atom, but at the same time, it has the capacity to hold everything, the entire universe. The sun is holding the entire solar system. The entire solar system is being held by the Parabrahma Tattva in this entire galaxy, and so far, this entire universe. We call it gravitational pull in that particular form, but that is the Brahma Tattva. That is the energy of the Brahma Tattva, which is holding this entire universe together. Shri Krishna says it is Sarvasya Dhataram. It holds everything, and it is so small, something that is so small, at the same time so expansive. Can we think about it? Can we imagine it? Our small intellect cannot. He says Achintya Rupa. It cannot be imagined. And how is it? We say how it looks. Kuch to hoga aditya varnan tamasah parastat. As its vastness, its comprehensiveness of God is expressed in the term of the sky. Now here the brilliance, the illumination, the light is how aditya varnan. Aditya varna. Now what is the varna of aditya? Aditya is the sun, how it is as bright as the sun. Now think about the brightness of the sun. We think bright and the dim is a relative term. It happens for us. But for sun, there is nothing called dimness. It is only light and light alone. There is no darkness on sun at all. So Brahma Tattva is beyond the sun also, beyond the sky, beyond the sun and everything. He is Achintya. We cannot think, we cannot imagine. All these small adjectives that we are using are just thinking aids. They are just ways for us to, pointers for us to, hints for us to try to understand God. But understand that though Shri Krishna has said here, Aditya Varnan Tamasah Parastat, this word is so beautiful. Tamasah Parastat, it is beyond darkness. If I go near the sun and say, where is, now it will be night, sun will say, where is the night? For sun, there is no concept of night at all. On sun, everything is day only. Night is a relative term which will happen only on the earth. But for the sun, there is no concept. Sun is beyond the concept of brightness and darkness. There is only light on the sun. Similarly, the Parabrahma Tattva is only illumination, and illumination alone. It is beyond darkness. It is beyond ignorance. That is what is God. So all these things help us understand this God and what He says. कविं प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यं प्रयाणकाले. If I have to understand that Achintya Rupa, if I have to understand, I have to unite with that Parabrahma Tattva, what Shri Krishna says, Prayanakale manasa chalena, manasa achalena, with a steady mind at the time of death. Bhaktya yukto. What is the word yukta means? The one who is full of devotion. Yukta means has profoundly full of devotion. How? A devotee. Only a devotee will be full of devotion. A devoted devotee. With full faith, with full Shraddha, if at the time of leaving this world, with the help of his yoga bal, with the power of his yoga, with the power of his yoga, if he is able to hold his pran, that is breath, in between the two eyebrows, Bhruvor Madhye Pranamavesha Samyak, if he is able to hold that breath, then what will happen? Satam Param Purushamapaiti Divyan, he can attain the Supreme Purush Tattva. He attains that divine goal. How? Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Vishanti Adyatayo Vitaragaha Yadachanto Brahmacharya Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshi. So, first he described in Kavim Purana that 9th shlok, he explained the different characteristics of the Brahma Tattva. And then he says how the dhyana yogis, by the power of their yoga, by the power of their devotion, by concentrating the entire pran in the middle of their eyebrows, taking the help of the yoga bal, they leave their pran such that they can attain me. And further he says, Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti, the one who is known as Akshara, It is a supreme, it is the imperishable form. Yat Veda Vedaha Aksharam Vadanti means the one. The knowledgeable people who refer to it as Akshar. Yat Vitaragaha Yataya Vishanti means what? See, the first thing is telling the intelligent ones, the ones who have tried to understand Bhagwan by the means of their knowledge, they call it the Akshara Tattva. The ones who are yati means the one who are doing sadhana. Those who are meditating, doing sadhana, and they have left this attachment towards the world. They are vitaragaha, who have completely given up on the attachment. By their detachment from the world, they have yataya is the sages who have practiced so much detachment from this world. The moment you get detached from the world, where will you go? You will get attached to the Paramatma. So the Vitaraga, who by the practice of their self-control, by the practice of their detachment, they enter into the imperishable Akshara Tattva. Yet Ichantah Brahmacharyain Charanti. Other people do what? They follow the Brahmacharya. What is this Brahmacharya? Brahmacharya, some people just see not marrying and leaving the sansar is Brahmacharya. No, the word is very important. Brahmachari means what? The one who is constantly connected to the Brahma Tattva by his acharan, by his behavior. By everything that they do, they are connected with that Brahma Tattva. They are connected with the Brahma Tattva, that is a Brahmachari, and Shri Krishna is telling here the ones who following this Brahmacharya enter me. Tatte Padam. So all these people go where? That Pada, that place. Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. That goal where these all people reach, that Shri Krishna says, I will be explaining you in brief. Sangrahena Pravakshe. Pravakshe means I'm going to tell you that goal I will describe for you in brief, and that explains the means of attaining the Paramatma, how the people attain that goal at the time of leaving this physical body. That we will be seeing in the next session. I wanted to take two more shlokas, but the time is up. So, thank you so much for your patient listening throughout this session. Let us together offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev. May he give us the blessings that we are able to complete this chapter nicely, thoroughly, and understand it beautifully in the next session. Let us all bow down to him. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Shri Gurave Namaha Ramakrishna Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you so much again for the patient listening. Really sorry about the excess time.
Respected Shraddha Didi, wonderful. I've got no words to express, and heartfelt gratitude for all this profound teachings. You have put it in such a simple way that I'm sure everyone has very well understood it, and you have really illuminated our mind and our heart with such wisdom, devotion, and also topics for self-reflection. Really, one wonders that why one should waste time for other things when we have got so much to do to attain salvation. Really wonderful it was. And now it's time for question answers. So those who have got any questions or require some explanation, please raise your hand. And those who have joined through the YouTube link, you all are requested to now log in through the Zoom link and join in this interactive session. So now we will start. So first is Shravanti.
Anuradha Didi.
Anuradha, okay, Anuradha Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Pranam Didi.
Didi, my mother always wanted to pass on in her sleep, and Bhagwan was kind enough to give her that exit. So I actually wanted to know. So then after that, there are many people who told me that, she's very lucky to have passed on in her sleep. She had a beautiful smile on her face. So I don't know whether to believe this or not, or, I'm a little confused on this. So if you could kindly throw light on this.
Honestly, she passed away the way she wanted to. I don't see a reason why you should
I'm
believe,
confused
not believe.
about, she is very lucky. I'm very confused about that comment.
To
So lucky in
understand,
what sense?
I'll tell you. See, there are many things, when we have to assess our luck, we should assess other people's unluck first. Now, when you look at the people around you, the people who pass, it's not very happy to talk about this, but think about the people who, die in different road accidents. So much pain they undergo. People who die of diseases like cancer and whatnot, I have seen very closely how much the patients suffer. 3, 4 years as a cancer patient, how much suffering they undergo. How much, and the suffering is not only for themselves. The bigger suffering is seeing that my family has to take so much pains to get me treated. That pain is even more big for the patient. एक
Yes.
अपना pain तो है, but the pain that they feel that my children have to do for me, they have to take out time from their work, they are also suffering. The patients suffer that pain. बाकी लोगों को तकलीफ होती है वो अलग है. It is not तकलीफ, it is an opportunity to do the seva if you ask me.
Serve them.
But if you think about all this, if you think about all these things, then you will understand a painless death is a blessing. There is no pain. Not seeing the problems of how, seeing people cry, waiting for you to die, some in cancer and all these diseases I've seen. The relatives are waiting helplessly. The patient also knows today I have to go. But it is very painful. There are so many other things. Some people, on that battlefield, nobody with them, our soldiers, पता ही नहीं है, मेरे घर वालों को पता चलेगा भी नहीं पता चलेगा, that also they don't know. That is so much pain. Now you yourself analyze whether she was lucky or not.
So I would say she was blessed because she did a lot of sadhana.
Yes, she was blessed.
So
Blessing luck से ही आती है, ये अलग अलग नहीं है.
okay. Yeah.
आदि दैव, that दैव was with her.
Daiva was it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Shri-
And wishing good gati to your mother, no matter when she has gone, but and lot of wishes to you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Shravanti Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Didi, like you highlighted one point wherein, like, the preferences of reading books and all changes by the time you come to L4. That is the same that's happening with me, Didi. So I was more into fiction, imaginary world. So abhi mera pura difference, I can see a lot. I mean, I could relate it when you were telling. I had a smile on my face. So that's one thing. And I had 3 more questions, Didi. So, like when you were telling, so I felt like, can I not do any puja? Say, for example, not do any puja, only do my work with full devotion and dedication without hurting anybody. Is it still a sadhana? I mean, will I be able to attain that moksha?
Yes, definitely. But if that work is done without hurting others and selflessly, the conditions of karma yoga is not just doing karma, it is doing karma without an expectation of any return. So if I'm taking care of my children, but in the return, I'm thinking in my old age, they will also take care of me, gone. That entire sadhana. So the other principles of karma yoga are also very important. And whether you are doing puja or not, little in the 18th chapter we'll come across that if nothing, at least do one namaskar. At least do one. See that one small act of bowing down in front of Bhagwan will keep our ego low. Because the problem with karma yoga is also that मैं कर रहा हूँ ये भी अहंकार आ जाता है. That I am doing. The karma yoga, karma, it entangles in 3 ways. One is that it sows the seed of results. I am doing, I should get something. That is one bandhan. That is one way it binds us. Second is that I want to do this karma only. I will not do anything else. That is another thing. Third way of binding is I am the one who is doing it. Ahankar, whether I want something or in return or not. But the ego of being a doer also binds us with that karma. And it is very difficult to free ourselves from these three chains that karma binds us with. For that, only praying down to Bhagwan helps. Only bowing down to Bhagwan helps. Nothing. So we get that additional power from Bhagwan when we do at least one namaskar. What happens? We bow down and we whenever I talk on the 18th chapter, I always say that namaskar is like one missed call that we give to Bhagwan. I'm there. मेरे तरफ भी ध्यान रखो. So don't undermine the importance of these pujas and all. They are also important in whatever capacity we should always try to do, because it will control our ego. It will control and it will keep us connected to Paramatma. Because karma karte karte we will forget how God looks like, how He sounds like. We will forget all that. So if our karma, because karma yoga ultimate devotion bhi bhakti hai. So karma yoga is along with bhakti, bhakti ko saath le chalta hai, and then when you go on that path, it takes you on the path of knowledge and ultimately on the God. So all the things, these are different milestones which you will achieve through all the yoga. But along with it, little bit sadhana, bhakti yukta hona chahiye. Karma yoga also should be bhakti yukta.
Didi, second question. People who are rajasic, like who do not think of God much of time, or negative thoughts or thoda zyada hai. So even if like at the end of their last minute of death, by mistake, agar Bhagwan ko, if they think of God, fir bhi will they go to him?
Yes. This, Bhagwan, in our stories, in our scriptures only, you will see this. Now, there is a story where there was a Seji, and he was told that Bhagwan ka naam lena hai. He was also not a very astic. He said, "Ab naam to nahi liya jata." So one of his acharyas told, "Okay, you just keep your son's name Narayan." उसने अपने बेटे का ही नाम नारायण रख दिया. So he will, whenever he say Narayan, Narayan, and he will say that, okay. So while passing away from this world, he just said, he called his son Narayan, Narayan, and
Okay.
उसमें वो हो गया that he could, so by name, whatever this thing you do, take the name it is.
Okay. One last
But,
question.
yeah.
We were telling something.
No, that's okay.
We generally pray loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. So we can pray for others. Will it work, or it is only hamara?
A certain extent, but ultimately our karma we only have to bear. By our good karma, we get good people around us who pray for us. That's a different matter. But their prayers can help us up to a certain extent, not to a very large extent. सब कुछ उनका नहीं तार सकते आप. Little bit you can definitely do. I think you are asking for somebody, but जो people who are Rajasi, their realization will eventually come. We should do our practice. Don't force anything, because sometimes with the Rajasi people also, they don't like so many advices also. Whatever drives them, drives them. But if around them, if we see that the personality changes that are coming in you, they will automatically be motivated, and gradually it will happen. Have patience.
Hopefully soon, Didi.
I get your question. I answered it indirectly. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Rakesh Bhaiya? Please unmute Rakesh Bhaiya.
Yeah, thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Yeah, I had a question. You just narrated one part of that. I had a contradiction about person. I can't recall the name, who just remembered who had a moha with his son. He remembered his son in the last moment, and it is said that Narayan Doots came and they prevented the Yamdoots from taking his soul. On the other hand, there is Jad Bharat, who remembered God throughout his life. But in the last moment, at the time of his death, he remembered that deer, and he got the janma of a deer. So isn't this a contradiction? So that means since God has himself...
Whatever he has, what Shri Krishna said, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajat tyante kalevaram. While leaving the body, whoever they remembered, they got, he remembered Narayan. So Narayan as in name Narayan. नारायण भगवान का नाम नाम तो नारायण का ही लिया ना, भले ही was remembering his, but मुख से तो नारायण निकला. So
but
the bhav Narayan, with love he has called Narayan. So and उसके बेटे में भी अंश नारायण का है. So with full love he has said Narayan. That वाणी के तप से भी उनका वही निकला है नारायण. So the bhav that came out was this. He attained that bhav. And depending on whatever will be the karma, see, by saying that he will not directly get complete moksha also. There are lot of stages of moksha. There is a higher world, then we go to Svargalok and all other things, then come down again after the Shriya Punya. Now, the moment your Punya becomes low, again you come to Mrityulok. All that thing is there. But to begin with, he will start from a higher lok. Why? Because at the end of moment he has said Narayan. Now, how long he stays on that Vishnu lok will depend on how much punya he has at his in his account. Once that punya goes down, he will have to come to the Mrityu lok again, go through all this, and for that permanent attaining, that sadhana will have to do. But the last minute, what is said is said. The last minute मैंने जो cab driver को बोल दिया that I have to go to this destination, he will start in that direction. Now after reaching there, if you have good amount of money and you will say, okay, now I want to go in another direction, then but if you have no money, you have to stay where you are. It is like
that's right. That's right, Didi. But I have one contradiction. Like in the shlokas, the God himself says that if you remember me at the last moment, you will come to my loka, Vishnu loka or whatsoever, right? Or Sargaloka. But for that thing, you have to practice it throughout the year, throughout your lifetime, right? It's not that in the last moment you recall me, remember me, and I will give you moksha.
Very nice
You have to
question.
practice throughout your life.
Excellent question. What is happening? See, very nice. Yeah, but two things are mixed. That Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu is a different shlok, Yam Yam Vapi. What is here? He has stated a fact that whatever you think about, you will reach there. But this does not mean that only the one who has thought of me throughout my life will reach there. These are two different things. One is that whatever you are thinking, you will reach there. But to be able to do it is not possible. No? Now somebody said, in sleep she passed away. So if somebody is going in sleep, वहां पे कहा नींद में कहाँ से मैं भगवान को याद करूं? आदत ही नहीं है मुझे भगवान को याद करने की. To develop that habit, he puts another point in front of us. He says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmara. It is not related to the previous shlok, but to attain what is said in previous shlok, this is a means to attain that. It is understood. So, अगर मुझे अच्छे marks लाने हैं, मैंने साल भर पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए. That is the general rule, no? That Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu is the general rule. How I perform in my exam doesn't necessarily tell us whether I have done it throughout the year or at the last minute. अब मैंने पढ़ाई एग्जाम में अच्छा रिजल्ट आना है. We have to get a best result. I can study throughout the year also, and I can study at the last minute also. So based on how I give my exam, I managed to pass. But the best practice is what? Read throughout the year. That is what Shri Krishna says. So to attain that good marks, you study throughout the year. That you will tell the student, right? Like that Shri Krishna is saying that your last minute exam is going to happen. Based on what you remember in that exam, you will reach there. But to get that, like a mother, like a teacher, he is telling Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. That is why throughout his study.
Here lies my contradiction, Didi. Here lies my contradiction that Jad Bharat was remembering God throughout. His karmas were very good karmas. But why did he get the janma of a deer?
Understand?
That means the hard work of the whole year has gone waste.
No, that's what you didn't listen to the whole story.
Whereas the person who remembered his son, God is not that bewkoof that he will not be able to understand.
We are dragging this unnecessarily, Rakesh Bhaiya. 1 minute, wait. Listen, the whole story you didn't listen. What I said, he got the birth as a deer, but deer में कुछ साधना का भाव होता है नहीं. But Jad Bharat, even in that body, he remembered all his sadhana. You missed that point totally. He remembered all the sadhana. He was a special creature. He got the best Sangati in that birth. And from that yoni, from which nobody can get the moksha, from that only also he has managed to get a supreme yoni. And from that also his path of liberation. थोड़ा delay हुआ, अब simple चीज है. In an exam, if I, the attempt that I have to give, उसमें मैंने एक बार fail हो गई, in the next exam, whatever studies I have done, it will come to use the next time appeal for the exam. Same thing happened with Chad Bharat ji. In that next birth, as a deer will have no other intelligence than just to eat and digest food. That also intelligence, he doesn't know what is
That's
happening.
Bhog Yoni. Yeah.
But sadhana that he has done has made him such that in that yoni also he could talk like a human being. He had that mantra shakti along with him in that deer yoni also. That was the power of his tasmat sarvesh karyeshu. Okay, so the story you see in detail in Mahabharata also it will come. You can read it in detail, but his effort never went waste, because in that yoni he was also in the Sarva Shrestha place, and वहां से भी उनको मुक्ति मिली है आगे चल के. So it was not that it was waste. Okay.
Vinita Didi.
Thank you.
Jai Sri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, my question is, actually part of the questions have already been answered. So the next question that I want to ask is that if I'm not able to maintain my discipline, regularity of the doing my sadhana at the same time, because there's a lot of stress that sadhana should be done at the same time every day. Due to maybe health reasons or any other reasons, I'm not able to do it. What should one do?
One thing is, there is nothing like, time. There is a time prescribed by the Vedas. But for some time, if you are not able to do, there will be a certain percentage increase or decrease in it, but your sadhana should not stop. For whatever reason, if you're not able to do it in the morning, you do it in the afternoon. You're not able to do it in the afternoon, do it by afternoon, evening. It is okay. The jap that you best time is Brahma Muhurta, but everybody cannot do it at Brahma Muhurta. So what will happen if the sadhana is attainable for somebody who is doing it in Brahma Muhurta, we will probably get it in 1-2 years. That might happen in another 3-4 years. But the sadhana is important. The timing is important, but more important is doing it in the first place. किसी भी time करो. So one thing we should never feel guilty. अब भगवान ने तो बोल दिया है सर्वेषु कालेषु throughout. So even if I'm not able to do it at a particular time, then there is another thing in Karma Yoga also, when we talk about offering all our karma. How do we do it? At the beginning, at the start of the karma, you say a prayer. At the end of that karma, you say the prayer. In between, whatever is done, it gets automatically offered. So if you are worried that morning I'm not able to start my prarthana early, at morning just to do pranam to Bhagwan, that whatever I will do today, it is offered at your feet. सुबह से वो साधना शुरू हो जाती है. Whatever karma from morning you offer, and then at the night you say whatever I have done, it is offered at your feet. Now tomorrow also let everything happen as per your wish. Let everything happen under your blessing. वो भगवान करवा लेते हैं. So it might not be necessary at a particular time. 8 बजे पूजा नहीं हुआ, 9 बजे नहीं हुआ. अरे do it, but at least you are making an attempt. God just sees your effort. He doesn't see your success rate. So that sadhana is important.
And the second part is, how does one surrender one's every karma to Lord?
I just told you this. That when I start the karma, I say that I am doing it for you. I pray. How do we do our Geeta Pariwar Learngeeta classes? We start with Vasudeva Sukha. We end it with Yogesh and Satchidananda. In between, whatever is discussed, it automatically is offered to Bhagwan. When you start a karma, I offer. अब पूरा time तो नहीं कर सकते. Now I'm working on some presentation and whole time Krishnarpanamastu, Krishnarpanamastu. We cannot do that. So at the start of the day, say, Bhagwan, whatever I will do, karat pranama tere charanon mein lagta hu ab tere kaaj. Whatever I am starting now the day, I am starting with the prayer that whatever I am doing, pehle advance me, that may I am already doing whatever I do today. Advance me, I'm offering, may it will be offered for you. At the end of the day, you say, Shri Krishna, Arpanamastu Bhagwan, aaj jo bhi acha karma hai, whatever satkarma has happened for me, it is all offered at your feet. Whatever good, beautiful comments you are giving in this chat box, I offer them all at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Gurudev. Unhi ki kripa se jo bhi ho raha hai, like that, we will say at the end of the day. So start your day with a prayer, end your day with a prayer. Automatically, your karma will get offered to the prayer. And if somebody praises you, just say it is all because of Krishna's great, it is offered.
Thank you so much for doing such a
Arvapalli Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
After a long time, Didi, actually, I was very much interested asking you so many things. But at least I am not able to attend this class also, Didi. Things are making me like that. At any cost, today I have to speak to you. Actually, Didi, I am doing my level best. I told you earlier, Didi. If anything is possible from me, I credit to God. If I am not able to do, I take to my heart. But whatever I want to do, I am trying my level best. But the way it is prescribed, I am not able to follow what I have to do. To the best of my knowledge, ability, everything I am doing. But it's not up to mark. That's the thing.
I have a question for what makes you say it is not up to the mark? Because at one side you are saying that I am doing my level best, and then you are saying it is not up to the mark. So, like Rakesh Bhaiya kept reiterating, contradicting. So I see that contradiction. What is it that makes you feel that it is not up to the mark?
Practice what the things are prescribed. I am not able to not able to follow, but things are making me not to follow exactly whether
You
the
are not able to follow the procedures of puja and all that you are saying, or is it the experience
whatever
that
the
is
I
there?
want to go in this particular the things. जो कुछ मैं कुछ करने का है मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है ऐसा जो क्या करना है कि बोल रहते ना दीदी ऐसा मैं नहीं कर रहा है बोल की फीलिंग होता ज्यादा फीलिंग प्रॉब्लम वो
Okay, I get it. See, one very important thing is that when you are on this path of sadhana, then what happens? Itna hum naam jap kar rahe hain, whatever. Now there is some particular spiritual practice that you are talking about, some particular sadhana or sannyas or tyag that you might be willing to do, but you are not able to do. That is what I think you are saying. अब हर चीज का एक समय होता है, and when that time will come, it will come when your past karma is completely cut. मतलब whatever is my pasi, if I am obliging my some obligations, some family obligations I am fulfilling, because of
दीदी
which I am not able to do my sadhana, I am not able to pursue the way I want to. But why is this happening? Because of our past karma. We still have some accounts to settle. उसके बाद ही कर सकते हैं. If I want to purchase a house, but I have already got crores of loan on me, first I have to first fulfill that loan. Then I can earn to invest and then buy a new house. Same thing applies to sadhana. Whatever family obligations we get as a responsibility, I will say as a part of our birth, that have come out of our past karma. Do them with absolutely no grudges. Follow them with absolutely no apprehensions that ye karna hi hai. Once that is done, it will be like that loan will be settled. And once that karmic loan is settled, you can start doing more good satkarma, which we will be able to invest into the new sadhana that you want to pursue. But जब तक पुराना कार्मिक अकाउंट है उसके बिना वो नहीं होता है. We have to settle it, and for that what we have to do, first thing we have to stop, because what happens when we see that अरे अभी मैं फंसा ही हूँ इसमें, then that loan increases, it keeps increasing. The moment we say happily, हाँ I am happy to do this and I am completing it, और ये भगवान से प्रार्थना करो कि God let this loan get fulfilled. अपना मेरा, because see now I am coming as somebody's wife, some other birth I must have owed something to become his wife. पुराने कुछ हमारे सबके कार्मिक accounts होते हैं, so that have to be settled first, and then only you will be able to go in another sadhana. So don't worry, whatever, and उसमें से टाइम भगवान निकालने के लिए सद्बुद्धि दे देंगे. He will give us the right intellect to do, to slowly see, even coming this far up till Akshara Brahma Yoga is not an easy sadhana. It is not an easy thing. We take it for granted. Patak se Learngeeta Maria Patak se. No. This is a tapasya of many births that we all 16 lakh people in Learngeeta, whoever are working, learning, all, we have earned it with our karma. You and me are talking to each other on Bhagavad Gita because this is our earned karma. So the loans are getting slow. Be happy about it. And whatever sadhana we do, if we say it is not enough, तो वो साधना भी जो हो रही है ना, that also feels, वो थोड़ा बुरा लगता है ना उसको भी कि इतना अच्छा आप कर रहे हैं. Don't undermine its importance. Have gratitude that at least this much, even with my family obligations, I am able to do this much. When you look at it that way, you will be able to do more. If you say, with my family obligations, I am only able to do this much, then you will underperform. When a child has to study, what we say, अरे तूने कितना अच्छा मार्क लाया, और अच्छा पढ़ना, you will do even better. Then in full struggle, that child will start studying. It is just like that. You keep telling your mind, even with my own family obligations, I am able to do this much. Bhagwan, you are helping me do this much. Thank you. Just say this much. आगे का मार्ग वो निकालते जाएंगे. He will keep paving the way for you. Trust me. Okay. And thanks to you.
Thank you. Whatever Didi, at least what you are saying, I am able to speak with you today, at least this much. That is also I am feeling happy, Didi.
I am also feeling happy. So gratitude to each other and Shri Krishna. So have that change in a little perception and you will enjoy your sadhana. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna. That was a beautiful.
Thank you very much, Shraddha Didi, for taking all the questions and answering them in such a simple way. I've really literally got goosebumps hearing all the answers and all the various things from you. It was too good. Thank you very much. Millions of thanks. And I also take this opportunity to thank all you sadhaks for listening so patiently and with so much of interest and devotion. Thank you very much. Thank you, Beena Didi, our texter, because of whom this session was done in such a wonderful, seamless manner. Thank you very much. And thanks to all the people who are working behind the curtain and making everything, arranging, coordinating everything, and making this session a real success. Thank you. And now, as Didi said, that we end the session also with the prayer. So we have to surrender and offer all our teachings and the opportunities which we have got to listen to all this Vivecham, all that, let's surrender to the divines and bow our head in gratitude, devotion, and surrender. And for this recitation of prayer, I request Didi Joshna Panda Didi to recite the prayer. Didi is from Odisha. She is a teacher by profession and she has joined Geeta Pariwar in November 24. At present, she is giving seva as a code trainer. Jai Shri Krishna, Joshna Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you very much for such a heartfelt prayer. And now it's time for Hanuman Chalisa, the timeless prayer that always fills our heart with faith, courage, devotion, and surrender. So let's recite the Hanuman Chalisa with full reverence and faith.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you, Komal Didi, for the pleasant presence throughout the session.
Thank you very much, Sada Didi.
Thank you.